Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take a deep dive into a complex topic and break it down into the most important information just for you. And today we're talking about Perplexity's new Deep Research feature. It was just launched on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2025. And basically, it's designed to save you a lot of time and effort when you're trying to learn, in-depth knowledge about complicated subjects.
Deep research will provide comprehensive reports on these complex topics, so it goes way beyond just like a basic question-answer thing.
So it's more like having like a research team working for you almost.
It is, yeah. It will condense hours of potential research that you would have had to do into just a nice, easy-to-read format.
That's really cool. So how does Perplexity do this? How do they make this happen with deep research?
Well, deep research uses an iterative process, and that's kind of similar to how like human researchers work. So it will start by gathering information from tons of different sources. It can actually use search engines.
So it's not just limited to one set of data.
Right, and it can even use coding to access other types of data sets to get just a broader perspective.
Wow.
And as it starts to accumulate more information, it refines its understanding of whatever that topic is. So it's constantly learning and adjusting its research strategy.
So it's like a dynamic process. It's not just static.
Exactly, exactly.
That's really cool. So once it gathers all this information, how does it then present it?
So deep research will synthesize all of that gathered information and put it into a really clear, concise report. So you don't have to go and sift through, 1,000 different articles.
Which is a huge time saver, especially if you're in like a professional environment like finance or marketing or tech, any of these areas where you have to stay up to date on all this information.
Yeah. And then even beyond that, there's the practical advantage of being able to export and share these reports. So you can very easily share this newly acquired knowledge with like colleagues or clients or even just your friends. You can even convert the report into a Perplexity page.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So then you can just send them a link and they can easily access it.
That's really neat. So who is this actually for?
Well, Perplexity designed deep research to be for anyone who is seeking expert-level analysis. So that could be, a professional in finance, marketing, technology, or it could be someone who's just trying to explore new travel destinations, health topics, or even, figure out what products they should be purchasing.
So it's for everyone.
Really, yeah.
But they've actually done like some performance testing on this, right? Like to back up their claims?
They have, yes. They've tested it with like all these different benchmarks, and actually the benchmarks are pretty impressive.
So one of the benchmarks they're highlighting is this Humanities Last Exam. What exactly is that?
So Humanities Last Exam is a benchmark that is designed to assess the capabilities of these advanced AI systems. And so it consists of over 3,000 questions, and they're across 100 different subjects, everything from math and science to history and literature.
Oh, wow.
It's meant to be very comprehensive to really see the, depth and breadth of an AI's knowledge base.
So it's pretty intense. How did Deep Research do on this?
So Deep Research received a 20.5% accuracy score on Humanities Last Exam, which actually outperforms some other leading models like Gemini, Thinking O3 Mini, and DeepSeek R1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty big accomplishment, especially because deep research is still under development.
So even while it's still under development, it's already performing really well.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's not just about like being broad and having a lot of knowledge. You also need to be accurate, right? Especially when you're researching things.
Right. So Perplexity wanted to address that as well. And so they evaluated deep research's performance on something called the Simple QA benchmark. And this one specifically is meant to assess factuality.
Okay.
So deep research got a 93.9% accuracy on Simple QA, which is actually higher than most other models that are out there right now.
Wow.
Yeah, so it shows that it really is capable of delivering very accurate and reliable information.
So it's both broad and accurate, which is what you want.
Exactly.
So for our listeners who are, concerned about time, how long does this actually take?
So Perplexity emphasizes that deep research will complete most tasks in under 3 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's a pretty significant time saver.
Absolutely. So that's awesome. So can anyone use this?
So Perplexity decided to make deep research available for free on their website. There are limitations on the number of queries that you can do per day as a free user, but it's a good way to just kind of get a taste of what it can do.
That's awesome. But what about people who want to do more extensive research?
Right. So Perplexity also offers something called a Pro subscription, which would give you unlimited access to deep research. They also recognize that A lot of people prefer to access information while they're on the go or maybe on their personal devices. And so they announced that Deep Research will be available on iOS, Android, and Mac.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So they're encouraging everyone to make sure that they update their apps to the latest version so they can get the best experience.
Awesome. So it sounds like Perplexity is really trying to make this accessible to everybody.
They are, yeah. It's really exciting.
So we've established that deep research is, a very powerful research tool. But how can our listeners actually use it, like in their everyday lives or in their jobs?
Perplexity gives a couple of examples of how it could be used in different fields. So let's say you're in finance and, as an investor, you may be looking at some really complex concepts, or you might be evaluating a potential investment. Deep research could actually analyze like market trends, financial reports, economic indicators, and then give you this really great overview.
So it's like doing the heavy lifting for you, basically.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So, investors could save a lot of time by just having deep research distill all of these key insights from, all of this financial data.
It's like having a research analyst, right, at your disposal.
It really is. And it can even go beyond that. It could be used by, financial institutions,
To do what?
like to analyze market trends or maybe identify potential risks or opportunities. So it's really a pretty powerful tool for the entire finance industry.
Yeah, so both like individual investors and large institutions could benefit from this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So how about marketing? They also mentioned that. What could it do for marketing?
Well, marketers have to deal with so much data these days, right? I mean, it's coming at them from every direction.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it is. It's completely overwhelming. So deep research can help analyze all of that data and kind of identify patterns or, see if there are any trends. So for example, it can look at customer demographics or, how people are engaging with them on social media or even website traffic and try to get some insights into, who their target audiences are and what kinds of marketing strategies might work.
It's like taking the guesswork out of it.
It is. It's like having, a data-driven marketing consultant.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then it can also even help with like competitor analysis or, creating content or, optimizing those marketing campaigns so marketers can stay ahead of the game.
Okay, and how about tech?
Yeah, well, in tech, it's constantly changing. I mean, there's always some new technology or, framework or something.
Keeping up can be a challenge, for sure.
It is. It is a challenge. So deep research could help professionals in tech by giving them insights into like what's new, emerging technologies, or even analyzing their competitors or looking at, the market trends.
So this is great for like engineers, developers, product managers, anyone in that field.
Yeah, I mean, it would really help them make informed decisions about like what technologies to use or, how to develop their products.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and it could even be used, for specific things, like if you're trying to research a particular technology or a programming language or a software framework, it can give you all of that information in just a couple of minutes.
That's really helpful.
It is, yeah. But, it's not just for professional use.
Right. They're also saying that it's like a personal consultant, right?
Right. So individuals could use it for, if they're looking for information about health or, they're trying to do product research or even if they're planning a trip.
So let's break those down. Let's start with health. How could this help people with their health?
Well, it could be really valuable for, researching a specific medical condition, or maybe you're, experiencing certain symptoms and you're not sure what's going on. It could give you information about potential causes, different treatment options, and it can even, summarize the latest research findings.
So this could help people have more like informed conversations with their doctors, right?
It absolutely could. But I think it's important to mention, deep research should not be used for self-diagnosis.
Right, of course.
Yeah. And it's also not a replacement for professional medical advice.
Always talk to your doctor, right?
Absolutely, yeah. But it's a good way to supplement, the information that you're getting from your doctor or just kind of get a better understanding of, what's going on with your health.
So for product research, how could deep research help with that?
Well, there are just so many products out there, and it can be really hard to know, what to buy, what's worth your money. So deep research can actually analyze product reviews, look at the specifications, even compare different products. So it can really help cut through all the marketing hype and let you make, an informed decision based on facts.
So no more buyer's remorse, hopefully.
Well, that's the goal. And, it's not just for physical products.
Right.
It could also be for services, like, if you're trying to find travel insurance or maybe you're looking for an online course.
That's cool. And last, let's talk about travel planning.
Yeah, so deep research can be a really great tool for people who are, wanting to explore a new destination. It can provide all sorts of information about, attractions and places to stay and transportation options and even like, the local customs.
So it's like having a travel agent, basically.
It kind of is, yeah. And it can even generate a personalized itinerary.
Wow.
Yeah, based on like your interests or your budget or how you like to travel. So, it could really take the stress out of planning a trip.
So all of these are just examples, right?
Right. They're just examples of how deep research can be integrated into your life, both personally and professionally.
So it seems like Perplexity has created like a really powerful tool, and it's just like a testament to how far AI has come.
It really is. I mean, it shows that AI can empower us with, knowledge and insights.
But, it's important to acknowledge that this is still a pretty new technology.
Right.
So, like with any new technology, we need to use it responsibly. We spent a lot of time talking about all the cool things that deep research can do, but as with any powerful tool, I think it's important to talk about using it responsibly, especially since it's such a new technology.
You're absolutely right. While deep research is great at gathering information from different places and presenting it in a way that's easy for us to understand, we can't forget that it's not a replacement for human judgment and critical thinking.
Like we said before, when we were talking about health, deep research shouldn't be the only thing you rely on for medical advice.
Exactly. It's essential to keep in mind that deep research is using information that it gets from other sources, and those sources might not always be completely accurate or unbiased.
So we really need to double-check information, and especially when it comes to something as important as health, maybe get a second opinion from a real expert.
It's always a good idea to think critically about any information you come across, not just from deep research, but anywhere. We need to consider the credibility of the sources and be aware of any potential biases.
Deep research could be a fantastic starting point for your research, but you shouldn't stop there. Go deeper, talk to experts, and form your own conclusions based on everything you've learned.
And as AI technology keeps getting more advanced and tools like deep research become even more common, it's crucial to have open discussions about how we develop and use them responsibly and ethically. How will these advancements affect society? These are important questions we need to answer.
The goal should be to use AI as a way to enhance our human capabilities, to help us learn better and make more informed decisions, not to replace our own judgment or critical thinking entirely.
We have to remember that while deep research has the potential to change the way we learn and make decisions, it's up to us to use it ethically and responsibly.
Well, I think that wraps up our deep dive into Perplexity's deep research. We encourage all of you to try it out and see for yourself how it might change the way you approach learning, research, and decision-making in all aspects of your life.
Research is always changing, and AI tools like deep research are leading the way. It's an exciting time with lots of possibilities, but also challenges we need to face head on.
Thanks for joining us today on The Deep Dive. We hope you found this episode informative. Stay curious and keep exploring the world of knowledge. Until next time.